everybody, it's MxRheyRhey and welcome back to Art Talk, where we chill and I talk towards you while I get a painting done. So welcome. I just wanted to paint something for the end of September, which ended up being an autumn sunset by the lake. This is an acrylic abstract. I pretty much use tape and sponges and a whole bunch of different other kind of things to just make an abstract sunset of a lake with some trees by the side. It's a landscape, obviously. I tried my best to use textures with a softer body paint, but my technique really isn't all that important for this particular video. So I specifically wanted to make something just to celebrate sort of the end of September, because if any of you guys have seen any previous videos that I've made recently, you'll know that in October I move. This is officially my moving month. I'm going to start getting everything ready, and I just wanted to do one more little huzzah serious painting in this studio before I have to start reorganizing everything and not being able to get some of my materials as readily as before. So because of that, I have been thinking lately about time, and it's autumn now, which is, always considering like somehow my favorite time of the year, even though that's when the worst allergies I ever have throughout the year, because I have allergies all throughout the year. Fall is the worst time for them because everything is decaying, which means bugs, which means dust, which, whole bad things when you know what allergies are. Autumn is usually my favorite time of the year. My birthday is in that time, and it's just it's a season of change, and that is very prompt, specifically in my life right now, in case you couldn't tell. And it just makes you, the weird thing about fall is, for everybody, it's a sign that the year is almost over. We start thinking, oh, okay, I feel personally that the holidays, all of the holidays around this time of year that just go boom, 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 one after the other, is more like a distraction for us, so we don't have to think, oh, the year is up, and you start giving yourself your own evaluation of the year, of what you wanted to get done or anything, those New Year's goals that everyone loves to make during the cold months, when we have to stay inside and think about our life for a bit because we can't do things outside like we want to. So 2021 has just been everybody's winter, the year of mental winter. So yeah, that has been on my mind lately. I was kind of wanting more to talk about how time makes us feel, but you know what? That took a weird turn, just a bit. So let me go somewhere else, maybe? Give me a second. So I don't know about you at all, but I am personally someone who feels like time moves very, very quickly, and it's hard to adjust sometimes with how much it really doesn't when you have to put it into perspective. But thinking about it, and maybe it's just because, I don't know, I feel like I think at 50 miles a minute that time for me feels like it moves incredibly fast. But that's what happens. And so it gets me thinking that I have to remember that it really doesn't. Time moves constantly, and I'm the one moving through it too. Like, it's one of those really weird constructs because technically we're all living at the same time, but we perceive it as a different time because either the sun is up or because we're in a different country, continent, different poles, hemispheres. We're all living in a constant time, but to us, it all is perceived differently. And to me, that's trippy. Like, it sounds trippy while I'm saying it, and it sounds almost like hippy-dippy-ish, even though it's like basic science or just perception of time. And it just really, it makes you want to rush. Like, I'm thinking, oh my, like, September was yesterday. For me, it was like, I think 2 days ago. I can't remember the date when I'm doing this. I just know I'm late. But I finished this piece on the last day of September, and it was weird to think that it was the last day of September, because that means fall and winter are coming in, which means all of the quote-unquote big holidays, the rush before we want to just get this year over with. Most of us, all of us, want to get this year over with. And it's weird to think about, for me personally. I have to tell myself that time is not a discussion I can have with anybody, because it's a lot to think about. And we all think about it differently, and we can all get frustrated with how other people think about how they think about the same subject, and it's weird. I don't know how else to talk about time except that it's weird, and even though it is a constant, inevitable thing, it is subjective. And this really probably is because it's getting into the big sad season, for me particularly, which I can feel it like mentally and physically, because the nights are getting shorter, and that's why I always perceive, especially nowadays, time as moving faster. Also the fact that, my birthday is like the start of the fall season. So it gets me thinking all the time, oh, wow, time, how I perceive it and how it just naturally is. Like, there's always that connection. And so I have a lot to reflect on usually during the big, cold, sad seasons. And obviously it's going to affect me greatly all the time, especially when I have big changes coming up, which coincidentally, once again, is the whole theme of fall. So my life is running a pattern, and I'm starting to see the signs. And if you also see the signs that I am laying out now, I don't know if you needed to hear something like this. Here's the message. I don't know what this video was about. I just wanted to talk about time and how I am in a love-hate relationship with it, because it's exciting, and it's fast, and it's unexpected, and it's everything. Time is a part of everything, all the big and good and bad. And fall is just the biggest reminder I have of it. And so I thought, well, if I'm being reminded of it, I'm sure everybody else also needs to be reminded of it right now in this certain particular time that you are watching this video. So sorry if I'm giving you an existential crisis. I'm just going through the start of the big sad season. Like I said before, it's a very common thing. I just realized before I started this version of the voiceover that I paid so much attention to this painting with the reflection of the sunset, because I was talking earlier about how fall is the end of the year, seasonally, usually, how everybody rushes to get it over with, and how time is moving fast, and everything pretty much is a reflection of each other and all of the theming that I've talked about today. So I guess there is a bit of a theme, and it's usually, almost always, the end of September that triggers this sort of collective societal experience of, okay, it's fall, it's time to change, things happen, gotta move. And I don't know. Weird thinking, my brain. I just realized that, the sunset and the changing and the reflections have been my mood lately. Again, because, birthday, time of reflections, fall, time of change, physically in the real world life outside of just me, that is also happening. And, I'm okay with it. I'm going to go through it with stride and an upbeat attitude. And I'm not pep talking myself. I'm just generally telling you this is my mind process. This is going to be a big change. I'm going to be very excited and I'm going to have all the emotions. So while I am finishing up this painting, I'm going to stop talking and just let you have the reveal. I'll see you in October.